Like when I coming over here and looking at the roster, there's some really talented individuals here. We're going to be multiple. We're going to put the guys in the best positions possible to go out there and let them play really fast and not confuse, be really physical, be really aggressive, and really just tailor what we do to the players that we have and the players coming in.
White is hoping to build a roadmap to confidence in production as he did at his time in Nebraska. It's 64 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention. Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime prime time.
It's XL Prime Time. Featuring Joe C.
I'm having nightmares right now.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses, big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Bed Bath & Beyond. Nothing says football like scented soap.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Well, we made it to Friday. It is game week. It's back at the bank time. It's the New York Football Jets with Ron coming into town. Jets, Jags on Sunday as we come to you from Mocama Beer Company on a beautiful Friday. I tell you what, it is a gorgeous day in Fernandina. It's a little cold, but it's always good to be in the Dina as we welcome you in. Joe C., Matt Hayes. We're missing Searcy today. Searcy, I believe, is on like a jet ski trip or something like that.
I think he's in the Caribbean.
Yeah, he's somewhere having a good time, and so he had a couple days off that he wanted to make sure that he took advantage of, and he might have kissed the cold weather sooner than he thought when he was planning this trip, but. Look, I'll take this cold versus some of that cold that I was dealing with up in Nash Vegas. Honestly, I've said this before. I'll say it again. I do not know how people live in the cold. I don't. I want to be flip-flopping it and
sweating
and T-shirt and sweating.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. But this is our version of winter, so we will take it. All right, so we got stuff to get into today, but more than anything else, if you're in Nassau County, if you're in the Dina, we'd love for you to drop on by. We already had Charles, one of our guys that is a diehard 1010XL, or diehard Jaguar fan, drop by. And if any of you guys want to just drop on by and say, hey, you can enjoy a cold brew. Mocama's got all the different crafts that they love to showcase for you. And you know I'm an IPA man. The Cosmico and the Rare Cargo, those are all outstanding. But they got plenty of other ones. The Pilsners, the fruited sours, the stouts, the whatever it might be that you're into, you can definitely enjoy a good lager or any of the other flavors here at Mocama. So we're on South 8th Street. All you got to do is plan on dropping by. And they got plenty of things going on. Indie Showcase Music tonight, which, you're talking about a lot of different great sounds coming out of North Florida. Liza Attic and Parks and Raz will be here. So we'll be telling you about them a little bit later on. But Jaguar football, the college football playoff, all that stuff that we want to get to today, and you guys can jump in. We got the YouTube stream working, so you can jump in the chat there, or you can go to the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. We saw a pretty good game last night, but it was much more defense than anybody expected. Rams-Niners. The Rams, at times, they look really good. They exploded for 44 points, I believe it was, the other day against Josh Allen and company. They were rocking and rolling. And then last night, they just couldn't scratch out anything offensively, hardly at all. They had to settle for a bunch of field goals. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Niners, who were in the Super Bowl last year, Matt, are now looking at the reality of being on the outside looking in. They're in Ole right now as far as the NFC playoff picture is concerned, and that loss last night was damning.
They're done. Not only that, they got the whole Devondre Campbell situation now.
Oh, my gosh.
Refusing to go back into the game. His own teammates are saying, I would never want to see that ever again. The coach basically, Kyle Shanahan, essentially said we're going to cut him. I don't know if they have yet or not, but if you read between the lines, that's what he said.
Yeah.
It's not going well there. It's not going well.
It's so funny because this would have been a great day to have Leon in, and I almost feel like we could read his mind when it comes to stuff like this. But when you have a guy that basically quits as the game is still going on, Devondre Campbell's who we're talking about, and he's a guy that basically walked off the field, said he was hurt, and ultimately had to be escorted off the field into the locker room area and was done. And he
started the first 12 games of the season.
Yeah.
Did not start last night.
And that becomes story number one.
Right.
I mean, it dominates everything else. And so there was a decision. They're trying to figure out what they're doing on that side of the ball. That's a pretty good unit defensively. You've got leaders that you've had there for a long time, the Bosas, the Warners of the world. But and you can go to the back half with there's just a lot of good players that are on that squad. And you can't have a guy like this. Like, we're talking high school level, college level, pro level. Somebody walks off and leaves the team behind, and I'm sure you saw it, Matt, and I'm sure others saw it as well. Let us know what you think. At 641-1010, the camera is following him, and in the background you can see a play going on right then.
Right.
It's unreal.
I think the problem is this is going to overshadow what's really going on, and they've really underachieved the entire season.
They've definitely been hit hard with injuries, and I'll give them.
They have, but they also have not played well in numerous games that they could have won.
Yeah, because we point to injuries here, and we talk about there was maybe a little bit of a built-in excuse laundry list of injuries last year, particularly for Trevor, and then for the other guys that got hurt, Cisco and Campbell and all those guys that got either hurt, dinged up, or whatever, weren't 100% down the stretch last year. Well, now you got the same kind of problems here with injuries, but also a lot of other things. Like sometimes you can use injuries to mask other problems. But in San Francisco, no Brandon Ayuk, who held out, wanted a bunch of money, got a bunch of money, and then ended up getting hurt.
Right.
George Kittle on and off the football field. He's been very productive lately because he's been healthy. Trent Williams not available. Nick Bosa up and down as far as his availability. And honestly, we can go on. Brock Purdy had to play with the shoulder. Missed, I think he only missed one game and then has come back. But without all those weapons, all those other guys that you can get the ball to, it's a tough act for Brock Purdy.
You can't be playing December games in the NFL and hold the opponent to 12 points and not win that game.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah.
You just can't.
No.
I mean, you've got to figure out a way to score more than they score if you're holding somebody to 12 points. That's been a problem with their offense all season. Mm-hmm. Even when Purdy was healthy, even when he had the pieces around him, he wasn't playing like he played last year.
No. And Brock Purdy took care of the football very well last year, was close to 70% completion rate, did a lot of good, but there also were so many other good ones around him. We didn't even mention the fact that Christian McCaffrey missed a bunch of games to begin with Achilles tendonitis. No sooner does he come back and he flashes just a little bit, he ends up getting hurt. Then his backup gets hurt. And then last night, Isaac Guerendo wasn't even supposed to go.
Yeah.
And he ended up going because he was going to do whatever he possibly could to be available. And so that's where that football team's at. They definitely, listen, I don't like making excuses for any of them. Kyle Shanahan seems to always have a plan, and it could be, think about what he's done. He's gone to the Super Bowl with two different quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Made it to the NFC Championship game the year before losing to Philadelphia when Brock Purdy got hurt. And then he came back and was able to take him to the Super Bowl. He's done some great things with a lot of different stars or different players on that football team.
No doubt. I mean, I'm not questioning him, nor am I really questioning Brock Purdy. He's proven he can play well at a high level in the league. They're not playing that well this year. That's all.
But to hold it to a 3-3 ball game, both defenses actually deserve credit. 49ers defense probably more than the Rams defense because of what we just mentioned. There have been injuries galore
right.
For the 49ers, so maybe a little bit easier to defend right now. But what the 49ers defense did was pretty damn good against Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams. These guys are wheeling and dealing right now. They are making plays. All right, so here is Charvarius Ward last night on his teammate Devondre Campbell after leaving the game in the third quarter, people. In the third quarter, this was a tight ball game. This wasn't a blowout loss or anything like that. Anyway, Charvarius says, quote, didn't want to play. And the other part of his quote was, that was some sucker belief. Probably going to get cut soon. When you have a teammate say that, when a teammate says you're going to get cut, that is damning.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's clearly he was not happy that he wasn't starting, obviously. And you know, this is what happens.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you, like, wait.
Well,
it's more than just an individual thing. And a lot of guys, look, he's been in the league a while.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys, he knows that. He knows it's not an individual thing. It's a whole. And when you do things like he did, when you walk away like that in the middle of a game, it's a one possession game,
yeah.
and you're fighting for the playoffs, Ward, played like 2 weeks after his 1-year-old daughter died.
Yeah, you think about that guy and what he's gone through and how many of these guys, and this is the classic, and this is a military phrase. It may not be completely correct to all of you, but they feel like they're going to war. That's what that's the mindset they put themselves in. They want to come at it with that mindset that it's brothers in arms and they're going to go and attack. And they need to know that the guy next to him, the old in the foxhole thought, is that they can count on him.
This is George Kittle's quote. It's one person making a selfish decision. I've never been around anybody that's ever done that, and I hope I'm never around anybody who does that again.
So when you hear a player say that, a teammate say that, night of the game, there's no way this cat walks back.
He's essentially telling the team, get him out of here.
Yeah, get the H out of here, man. We don't have any use for you. All right, so react to that because, look, as bad as it's been with this football team this year in Duval, it's been lousy. This team just –
Plus, if there were extenuating circumstances, Joe, someone on that team would know that.
I would think
they would know that in the locker room.
You would have some people defending him and saying, wait a minute, the whole story hasn't been told and yada, yada, yada. I don't know, and I'm not going to say that it doesn't exist, but right now on the surface, the reaction that everyone has had, it would have led you to believe that there needed to be something said at some point if there was anything else to consider. I don't know, but it's not a good situation. So back to Duval, and this team has not necessarily quit. So you have to give them credit for that. There are a few teams out there that are fighting like hell right now that have appeared to have not quit on their coach. And Doug Peterson's one of them, and we don't quite know how it's all going to shake out, what the end result of any of that is going to be. But they're trying. They're playing hard. They held a lousy offensive team down the way that they should have this past week, and we'll find out whether they can do that against the Aaron Rodgers-led New York Football Jets. Because let me just tell you something. You want to take a look at the numbers, the difference between what Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans put up versus what Aaron Rodgers and company's going to put up. I know they're both 3-10 football teams, and I'm not going to say that team's that much better than this team, but they need to be able to apply some pressure to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, we go over the same thing every week. That if you can't affect the quarterback, your back end is really going to suffer.
Yeah.
And that's when they get in situations when they struggle on defense. When those guys are trying to cover too long. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're allowing receivers to make those double moves, when you're allowing those second and third level throws to develop, that's when you get those big explosion plays.
Yeah.
And that's been their problem all season. So, yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time. You can blitz, but if you don't get home when you blitz, you're dead in the water, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially when you've got half the time your safeties are back and they don't know what they're doing.
Right. They've got to look, Ryan Nielsen, we'll get a couple of comments from him coming up in just a little bit, but he's basically...
By the way, and that's not us saying, that's Dave Campos saying halftime he doesn't know what the safeties are doing.
It drives him crazy. It really does. And Ryan Nielsen did come out and say that he's going to keep rotating safeties, that there are times when 5 ain't on the football field. And as bad as it's been for him, he needs to be on the football field. He needs to have a chance to make
he's
plays.
in a contract here. You would think that, it would be very important for him,
And he did make a few plays against that Tennessee defense when they were trying like heck to get the job done at the end. But there's no guarantee. So you got a pair of 3-win teams. So just kind of give us a vibe of what you're thinking. And this is the wrestling match that every fan has with themselves in December. Do I want to win? Do I not want to win? Do I want to win? Do I not want to win? Wait a minute, I want to win. Are you kidding me? Hell yeah, I'm going down there. I want to win. Are you kidding me? Do you know what happens if we win? You know what's going to happen with our draft? And this is the arm wrestling match that an individual Jaguar fan throughout of Duval,
depending on who you look at as far as how the draft order will go.
Yeah.
You were looking at the Tankathon.
Yeah.
At the very least, they fell from 1 to 6 by winning that game.
And it could be 5 to 8, like you and I were talking about. If you look at strength of schedule, at the very least, that's the way Tankathon puts theirs together, is they basically go, it doesn't even get to head until after that, which is kind of strange, but it does. Because they have to come up with one formula that you can apply quickly to everybody. And so that's how they're looking at it. And so right now, you got, what was it? What do we come up with? 5 or 6, half dozen 3-10 teams that are all battling. And so New York's one of them. And so all these teams are trying to figure out whether they're going to be picking at the top of that pack or the back of that pack. One of these two teams is going to get to 4 wins. And are they happy about it? Well, the New York Football Jets have already ditched their head coach, ditched their GM. The other GM, Aaron Rodgers, is still there. He's got an office and a locker, okay, GM and quarterback. But he's also been undermined up there as far as do they want to move on without him. And we all know all the stuff that's come out of that storyline up there. So I just want to know what they've got coming into this football game.
There are 8 teams, real quick, with at least 2 or 3 losses. 6 with 3, 2 with 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wins, I'm sorry. 6 teams with 3 wins, 2 teams with 2 wins.
Yeah.
So every time you win, if your whole idea is I want the draft pick.
Yeah.
Every time you win, you significantly separate from those 2.
You go to the back of the line.
Yeah.
I do believe, I told you guys this yesterday, and it's the theory that I've had for a while, is that when everything went down with the Giants and they shipped off Daniel Jones, they were done. They said, this is it. They went from quarterback number 1 to quarterback number 3. That was the second signal that said, we're done. And now they're asking other guys to still play hard, which is, we asked this to Leon yesterday. It drives a guy like that crazy that, wait a minute, you want me to continue to play hard? But you're basically setting it up where this team is not going to be successful. Are you kidding me? And so that's the deal that they've got going on up there. You could have 2 New York football teams, the Jets and the Giants, which both had high hopes, you'd have to say. One team a couple of years removed from the playoffs, the other team going out and getting Aaron, and they were finally going to get him on the field for more than 4 plays. So they were both fired up. But both of them likely will have head coaching openings because they haven't gotten rid of Brian Dable yet. And then, of course, you've got –
as will the Raiders.
Yeah.
The Raiders are probably the worst team in the league.
Yeah, the Raiders don't look too hot. But Antonio Pierce, is he going to be a one and done? He might be.
I don't know how.
He might be.
The way they're losing.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, these are not like one score, one possession games. They're not a good team.
Yeah.
Now they don't have a good. They don't. Their quarterback situation. I mean, it's Minshew or Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell. Yeah.
Excuse me. That's not a good situation either.
By the way, he could be Aiden O'Donnell, Aiden O'Connell, Aiden O'Wannell.
It's going to be Shadur Sanders is what it's going to be very soon.
Yeah, it would not matter. All right, listen, we got all sorts of things to get into today. More than anything else, if you are in the Dina, if you want to drop on by, like we said, not only today, you can enjoy a cold craft and enjoy some Jaguar talk, some college football talk. Our man Ernest, who runs Mocama Beer Company, you know what he said to me earlier? He didn't necessarily want to focus first and foremost on the Jags Jets. He wanted to know about Danny Mullen going to UNLV. He's a running Reb. Wow. He's a running Reb.
Wow.
And so I want to set this up coming up here in just a second. But think of what has happened in our college football week. I want you to go from Saturday to Friday.
Right.
And we will go over these coming up here in just a second. Saturday to Friday has been a pretty busy 7 days like we have never experienced in college football. So we're going to tell you what we're talking about coming up, and you guys can jump in on that. But we got plenty of things to give away. We're going to talk Army-Navy with a couple of our Army-Navy buds, as they got a big presentation going on with Army-Navy down at the bank. But you also have a chance to see, this is our normal big hair heavy metal theme has resurrected itself a little bit with this Rock and Roll Friday.
Right.
Okay, because we got a pair of tickets to see Styx, REO Speedwagon, and the Eagles live at Daly's Place. RJ, do I have this correct? Is that what we're giving away today, bro?
Oh, that's what we're hooking everybody up with, man.
Okay, so June 2nd, tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster, and you've got a chance to see, listen, you want to talk about my youth. I still love the 90s as like one of my great decades, but if you go back to the Styx, REO Speedwagon, you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish, and some of the great songs that they had.
One of the legendary albums of all time, actually.
Oh, and then, of course, the Eagles, enough said. You don't need to hear anything else other than that.
Right.
But anyway, that's what we're giving away. So we've got a chance for you to win. We were giving how many pairs of tickets today, RJ?
3.
Okay, 3 pairs. Okay, so whenever we start to play some of our rock and roll music, all you guys got to do, RJ the DJ, you can send in some requests, maybe focus in on some of those bands, REO, Styx, and the Eagles, and we will use that as our music today, a little bump music, and you got a chance coming up throughout the show to win a pair of those tickets. It is XL Primetime from Mocama Beer Company. Don't forget, Wildlight location, also up here in Nassau. You can enjoy a beautiful little setting and some cold craft there in the beautiful tap room here on South 8th Street, Mocama Beer Company.
Every NFL Sunday starts with a kickoff.
All you got to do is put your foot right through the ball.
After the game, we'll crown the special teams player of the game.
He is a difference maker now.
Brought to you by Crown Royal.
This is the last play of the game.
On 1010XL.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. We're moving closer to the playoffs in the NFL and college football, and that's the perfect time to play and win with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 10 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. Think Patrick Mahomes will throw for more than 2 touchdown passes? It's just that simple. And now you can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. Look, Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. That's right. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit and cash out as quickly as 15 minutes. Now, here's the best part. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. That means your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the promo code JAX, J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play 5. It's all there at Prize Picks. Run your game.
Make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball is in the red zone to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. 45 is the new 50. Get screened for colon cancer now. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
Tacos and sports go hand in hand, literally. You can watch sports with a taco in each hand or with a taco in one hand and a surfboard in the other. Don here from Taco Lou. I love sports, and since you're listening to this station, you love sports as well. If you love sports and tacos, then Taco Lou is calling your name. We always have the game on here, or you can call in a to-go order to watch at home, or let us cater your next watch party. Catering for the holidays? No problem. Taco Lou in Jax Beach. Cheers to tacos, sports, holidays with the family, and tequila.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. Here in North Florida, you know that when temperatures go up and your AC goes out, you need help now. Like right now. Like lickety-split. So why not call Lickety Split and get same-day emergency service for your AC? Now, I bet you've seen their trucks all over town because they've got dozens of certified technicians ready to repair not only your AC, but your home's plumbing and electrical too. So when you want it done right and you need it done right now, call Lickety Split AC Plumbing and Electric.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Pre-Game Friday, built by Dreamfinders Homes on 1010XL.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch, because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024. Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer. St. Louis, Missouri.
Christmas is a great time to show loved ones you're thinking about them, and no better way than a beautiful piece of jewelry from Gold and Diamonds Direct. They've been in business on the First Coast for 40 years. In fact, this is their 40th Christmas, putting something special under the tree for that special someone. Drop on by Gold and Diamonds Direct on Racetrack Road in the Plantation Publix Plaza and see what an incredible selection of great gift ideas they have, making this giving season memorable. Gold and Diamonds Direct on Racetrack Road in the Publix Plantation Plaza.
What to get, friends, family, and loved ones this holiday? Prosper here, listen to the drill. Now through Christmas to win gifts from our holiday gift guide sponsors. Each winner eligible to win a grand prize of $1,000 in jewelry from Beard's Diamonds.
Icebreakers Bar and Grill in the Community First Igloo is the coolest place in town for lunch and dinner. Watch the game with a wide selection of local beers, cocktails, wings, burgers, ribs, and more. Enjoy with family and friends at Emerson and I-95.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about being a peacemaker. Friends, so often we can only want to help people who are in our inner circle. But God never had inner circles. The world was his inner circle, and he's depending on us to make a difference and to leave our mark in this life. So go out today receiving his peace and then sharing it with the world.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Hick here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
The Army-Navy Game Watch Party, presented by the City of Jacksonville Military Affairs and Veterans Department on some of the world's largest screens. With free parking, requesting $5 entry donation. Gates open at 2 for the Army-Navy Game Watch Party at Everbank Stadium.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's Florida Home AC Friday on XL Primetime.
Hit the text line with some cool rock requests.
Can't get much better than that right there.
RJ's going to take us back.
Keep going, RJ. Turn it up.
And I don't mind it. This was like 157 Riverside Avenue was one of the great licks that you could just hear and play. And it could go on and on and on.
Right.
And honestly, as a kid, I'm sure there are some out there that can text in and just say, dude, this is what I remember about those times.
Right.
Whether it was REO, Styx, Eagles obviously had been cranking for a little bit of time at that point. But you're talking the evolution of rock from the 70s into the 80s and then obviously into the 90s as some of them will keep it going. But just some great, great music. REO, a little bit underappreciated.
Yeah.
You know how much you love ELO?
Yeah.
I might love REO as much.
Very similar. Very similar.
Yeah. And I love them. I wouldn't
on the love level, I mean, very similar.
Right, because I wouldn't put them in the same pack, same sound or anything like that. But REO, look, I can go back. I don't remember who it was. We were sharing memories back in the day. But we would get into these mud holes, and we would try and take those four-wheel drives back there and just see what we could get away with. And it could be anything, anything that we would find that we could turn into a mud hole. 10,000 acres out there in Hastings or any of the other places. Anyway, some of that cranking music included that album from REO Speedwagon very early in the 80s. All right, so that's the sound we're looking for. Styx, Eagles, REO. You guys can send your suggestions to RJ, the DJ, at 641-1010, and we'll give you a chance throughout the day. Coming up in just a bit, you'll get your first chance to win those tickets to go see all three of those acts, and we're talking legendary at Daly's coming up. Now, we're here at Mocama Beer Company, and they got the small batch Belgian-style double. They've got brewery exclusive, and they've got a lot of different flavors for you that we'll be telling you about. But more than anything else, just know that they're a craft beer company that's committed to excellence and want to make sure that you get the type of flavor that you're looking for that meets your beer palate. That's for sure. I love them, so make sure you check them out, mocama.com, or right here in beautiful Nassau County, the Wildlight location, or right here on South 8th Street. So I mentioned that we went from a Saturday to Friday. We haven't even gotten to Saturday of this week yet. We got one big ball game, Army-Navy. We got the college football playoffs and the FCS that's also going on that we'll take a look at. But I wanted to bring this up. When you think about where we have been and what we've experienced over the handful of days that we just witnessed, all right? And I'm going to begin with the very obvious. Did anyone think the GOAT, Bill Belichick, would walk out of the National Football League into the world of college football? He did that this week. This is a guy that was looked at as hey, he's trying to go for Don Shula's record, 347 wins. He wants that bad boy. He's not going to quit coaching.
12 away, right?
I think he's a little bit more than that. I may be off, but he's not that far off. I felt like it would take more than one season. Yet maybe you can just look at that number. But I felt like it would take more than 1 year for him to get the job done. But the bottom line is, he's a guy.
15.
Okay. And so, because I remember we were kind of batting around like he can't get this done in 1 year. He can't walk into a situation, especially based on the way he had been coaching the results up in New England, is that it was going to take him at least 2 seasons to get to that. So we all know what happened last year. He was in the carousel. They thought that someone would hire him. Atlanta looked like a real possibility. It didn't happen. And he wants total control. We threw the theory out yesterday, really over the last couple of days, when the news came out that Belly was going to go to Chapel Hill. Is it as simple as he started to test the waters, talking with his agent through other agents or maybe general managers that might have head coaching jobs come open, and they basically said, hey, Bill, we're good. We're going to look elsewhere? Because the stories that are coming out is that Bill Belichick was disgusted with the National Football League. And one guy wrote, Seth Wickersham, I think from ESPN's the guy who wrote it, who basically said that Bill gave the finger to the NFL and said, to hell with you guys. I'm going to go back and I'm going to get in the college game. Now, he may be going to Chapel Hill, which is not that far from Charlotte, North Carolina, and he may be able to win the eye of, who is it, David Tepper? Is that the dude who runs that?
Yeah.
Is it Tepper?
The Panthers, right.
Yeah.
And, that's Carline's whole big theory.
Yeah.
Hayes Carline believes that he's still going to be in the NFL this year, that something will happen, and then he's never going to coach a game in North Carolina.
Oh, he's even gone that far.
Yeah, that he's never going to coach a game in North Carolina. An NFL team will hire him, and he only did this because he wanted his son to be the interim coach, and then his son becomes the interim coach because Carolina can't do anything else.
Yeah, look, it's...
I don't believe that, by the way, but I love the fact that Carline has that conspiracy theory.
Yeah, if you could give me that. Okay, so in this 7-day period, we saw our first 12-team college football playoff.
Yep.
We saw the fallout from it. This is stuff that we had never seen before. We saw great championship games this past weekend. Of course, there were some blowouts, but also some great finishes. Overtime win for Georgia over Texas. And we saw our first 12-team college football playoff bracket. We had never seen that before. Guys have walked back into the college football game. Rich Rodriguez is once again singing Take Me Home, Country Road, back to West Virginia.
Love it.
Danny Mullen going to UNLV. And so he had been on that ESPN set for a while, and he looked around, and is UNLV maybe another one of those teams where you can kind of almost like rehabilitate your college image?
I don't know what it is, but clearly if he took the UNLV job, he was worried there may not be a job for me.
Perhaps.
Because you got to be hardcore to take that job. That's a difficult job. It just is.
Well,
it's difficult to go there.
But take a look
there.
Take a look at who is our dude out in Boise, Spencer Danielson.
Yeah.
Okay, and so between what he has done there, Boise State we know has been consistently good, not great, but consistently good. And now they're leading the charge in the group of 5. They had that championship game against UNLV, so UNLV had it going. The running Rebs were looking okay. A rehab project there at UNLV with the last head coach, correct?
Barry Odom, yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, because he got fired by Missouri,
Yeah, so it was. That's why I call it a little bit of a rehabilitation opportunity.
So here's why I say it's a difficult job. There's so much out there other than football. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like in Boise, it's football.
Yeah.
In Tuscaloosa, it's football. But if you get kids there in UNLV, first off, Las Vegas is like, and we were talking about this yesterday. Las Vegas is like America's id.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you will do things there that you just wouldn't do in other places. So so he's got now 105 guys on his roster. He's got to worry about every one of them.
Yeah,
something's going to happen because there's opportunity everywhere in that city.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere.
Very true.
From the moment you get off the plane, there's opportunity for something going awry. That's a difficult job.
All right,
man.
let me ask you a dumb question.
It's a very difficult job to win there.
As TLD knows, I'm the king of dumb questions. But have other, like, I know you want to go back to Jerry Tarkanian and the run that he had there, and obviously the superstars that he had there.
Right.
That was one big-time team that he cranked out in the early 90s. But have there been, like, problems with players in Vegas that you can recall on that campus? Because I'm just simply saying I can't remember too many of them.
No, what you mean like gambling and stuff?
Well, but like what you're describing, there's temptation everywhere.
Well, there is. My point is, there's temptation everywhere, but mamas and daddies don't want their kids going there.
Okay,
that's kind of what it is.
Now I get your point.
So it's that, and then you're not going to get the elite players. You're going to get the players that people passed on.
I got you.
For whatever reason. They were passed on, okay?
Right. And that means they had a C+ or D average.
For whatever reason, right.
They're going to get into UNLV.
If they're not academically able to get into those schools, if they're socially, if they've had problems, prior, whatever reason,
right,
that could be exacerbated by going to UNLV.
Yeah.
Not the school, I should say, so much, but in that environment, in that bubble of Las Vegas.
All right, so text line hit us 641-1010. You can keep an eye on it and just see if, Mullen.
It's a difficult lift for a head coach that it's already difficult because you're in a Group of 5 conference.
Yeah.
You don't have the money that other schools have to get players, right? You're probably, you're clearly not the best team in that conference.
Yeah.
Especially now, because now that conference is completely blown up. Now it's going to be half of them's going to the Pac-12. All right, so there's a lot going on right there, and then throw all that other stuff about the city and the opportunity. Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
The opportunity
oh my God, yeah.
in Las Vegas. Okay.
Yeah. It's like we joke around. You could not leave me in Nash Vegas, all right? Because I'd spend a lot of time on a bar stool on Broadway.
I would find you like at the bar with your head down at the Cosmopolitan, like with no money.
Yeah. And
get me out of here.
So you add Broadway and Nash Vegas to the gambling aspect in real Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It would be crazy. But the other part of it is that Mullen, like you said, goes into a Group of 5 setting instead of a Power 4 setting. And there aren't that many jobs that have come open necessarily. But the fact that Rich Rodriguez gets to step back in at West Virginia in Morgantown.
I actually thought that Mullen would have been a perfect fit for West Virginia.
And you had said that. Yeah. And so I'm thinking to myself, did he not even get a look at that?
I think it's I think they're at the point now at West Virginia where a lot of schools are at this point now, especially the schools that are quote unquote power conference schools, but they're really not at that level yet.
Yeah.
Where they need a charismatic, dynamic coach to be able to get to the money people.
Yeah.
And say, look, either you give money or we are not going to win.
Okay.
And if it's just some guy that they don't know, or a young guy that they're bringing in, they're not going to listen. But if it's a guy who was literally one game away from playing in the BCS championship game in 2007, and his quarterback got hurt and they lost to Pitt, and they didn't get in the BCS championship game, if it's that guy and he has a track record of winning there, and even though he left them and they were very hurt when he left them to go to Michigan,
time passes.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it's a much easier sell for Rich to go to like a group of business leaders and say, hey, we need cash.
And by the way, they look at him and they go, hey, you need us just as much as we need you.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
All right, so we're going to keep it going. A little college football, Jag Talk. You guys can definitely jump in. Text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. We got to keep it going. We got our Army-Navy celebration that'll be coming up at the bank, and we are getting ready for a little celebration tonight right here at Mocama Beer Company. You know, they got a charcuterie box. They've got soft pretzels. They've got homemade sausage bites on their menu, flatbreads.
Wow.
The Mocama assortment. You can check out their kitchen along with their great craft here on South 8th Street in Fernandina Beach. All right, let's talk Army-Navy coming up here in just a second on XL Primetime.
Can you make picks like a pro?
Yes!
Make the best picks and win a pizza party from Salvatore's Pizza at Tapestry Park.
Are we doing this?
Play 1010XL's weekly pick'em.
We'll say yes.
You pick 'em at 1010XL.com.
Cigar smokers, all pro lineman Leon Searcy here for my favorite spot, Cigars International. Cigars International is now open at the Town Center, a massive 6,200 square foot lounge with over 600 cigar brands, a full service bar, and indoor and outdoor lounges with flat screen TVs. Give their old fashions a try. They're the best in town. Follow on social for holiday specials and events. Cigars International is now open at the Town Center.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers, will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
I'm Chris Campione. In a world of big box law firms with satellite offices, there's something special about having a local legal team that cares about you and your community. We're not just lawyers, we're your neighbors. We understand the unique challenges facing the Jacksonville community because we live here too. At Campione Law, Campione Cares isn't just a tagline, it's our commitment to you. Campione Law, your trusted lawyers after an accident. CampioneLaw.com.
Shut up, Campione Law.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Toyotathon is on at Arlington Toyota. Mia here. Right now, get financing as low as 0% on select new Toyota models. 0%. Plus, you get Arlington's 60-day exchange program and lifetime warranty with your new Toyota purchase. That's unlimited time and miles. Toyotathon is on, so get to Arlington Toyota and save today. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
Barley and Pie Brewing Company in Fleming Island is excited to announce an all-new happy hour, 7 days a week. You heard right. Every day from 3 until 6 p.m. and again from 9 until close. Barley and Pie has deals you can't resist. 2-for-1 clay lights, 2-for-1 house wines, and much more. Experience the all-new happy hour at Barley and Pie Brewing Company in Fleming Island.
The Money Pages brings you the Red Zone featured player of the week. Number 1, Jaguars running back Travis Etienne Jr. Travis played college ball for the Clemson Tigers and was drafted by the Jags in the first round in 2021. Pick up this week's Jags game program with a commemorative ticket of Travis Etienne inside. Download the Money Pages app for weekly specials. Money Pages, official sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 13, 2015, Alabama running back Derrick Henry wins the 81st Heisman Trophy after rushing for nearly 2,000 yards that season.
Open enrollment is here, so it's time to secure health coverage for your family. Whether you need Affordable Care Act plans, dental, or Medicare, visit one of the Florida Blue pop-up enrollment tents near you. They make the process easy and stress-free with medical and dental insurance you can count on. Plus, listen to this. Based on eligibility, many people pay absolutely nothing for coverage. Find a pop-up tent in the Rose parking lot on Beach Boulevard near Southside and at Night of Wonders at the Orange Park Mall. Here's a reminder for Florida Blue members. You can access Sanitas Medical Center with 3 locations around town offering primary care, walk-in services, an on-site pharmacy, and mental health support. 3 Sanitas Medical Centers and 2 convenient Florida Blue pop-up enrollment sites combined for a winning team in Northeast Florida insurance coverage.
It's a sale so big, Santa wants to get in on it.
It's Beard's Diamond's incredible 44th anniversary sale, held over till Christmas Eve. Everything store-wide is on sale, up to 44% off.
Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center or beardsdiamonds.com.
I'm living proof that with Rebound Rehab, you can bounce back and get back in the game. Joe C. for Rebound Rehabilitation, and they helped me recover from an ankle injury that had me down and out. Their team of physical therapists ensure you'll get the best treatment you need to recover and regain mobility. From back, shoulder, and neck pain to a nagging knee or arthritis, Rebound Rehab can help form a game plan through therapy and exercise, complete with an app so you can continue to recover at home. Check out reboundrehab.com. 8 convenient locations.
Visionaries, builders, and doers. Are you ready to change the world? Miller Electric is your opportunity to shape the future. Miller Electric is leading the charge in electric vehicle technology with our state-of-the-art EV Innovation Design Center. We're working to create a sustainable future. We're also the proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, powering their performance at the brand-new Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric, we provide competitive pay, unbeatable benefits. Apply today. MillerCareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan,
head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars offensive coordinator Press Taylor on how he decides who will get the football between Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne Jr.
Yeah, a lot of times it's just kind of how the game's going. You want to give each guy some opportunities. There are certain things where this guy does this really well, that guy does that really well. I think if you were to pick how the season would go and how the course of things would go, they'd probably both have around anywhere from 12 to 20 opportunities apiece. That doesn't mean necessarily that they're all runs or they're all passes. It's a mix and match of opportunities to get touches, and those are two of our most impactful players.
Offensive coordinator Press Taylor on the Jaguars running back rotation with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update. I'm Andrew Gibson.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's Florida Home AC Friday on XL Primetime.
Hit the text line with some cool rock requests.
Yeah, we don't mind letting it rock out just a little bit because this is another good one, that's for sure. And you got a chance to enjoy Styx, REO Speedwagon, the Eagles at Daly's Place. You want to talk about a killer
I don't think it's the full group. I think it's just like members of them.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. When you have a chance to go see a pair of
I think it's like just one guy with with a cover band.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because lead singers...
Which I'm all for. I don't have any problem with that.
But lead singers for REO and Styx have changed.
Let's not say that, Kevin Cronin's there, right?
Well, but I love Kevin Cronin. But when we were... Styx...
He might be. I don't know.
Yeah, Styx performed at the Amp. And you could not tell the difference. You honestly couldn't.
Right.
And so, they not all of them come and go, but they definitely switch it out. But they still got the music. All right, so RJ, let's give away one pair of these tickets. Styx, REO Speedwagon, and the Eagles. Live at Daly's Place, June 2nd. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. So a pair going to caller number 4 at 641-1010 and keep bringing those rock requests from those three bands to RJ, the DJ, and we'll keep cranking them out, that's for sure. Now, we've got a special couple of guests right now, and it's something that I think the military family that is Jacksonville is used to looking forward to this event. And Army-Navy has basically put it together where the Army-Navy game is going on, and you can watch it inside the stadium. So let's say hello to two of our dudes. We have an Army trash talker and a Navy trash talker. Is that fair to say, Matt? Both of them.
Yeah. I don't know if I call them trash talk. I just think they're very loyal to who and what they are, which is what these guys, it's in their DNA, man.
All right, so we got Caleb Cronick. He is on the phone from Navy. He is one of the guys that definitely works in Jacksonville with a lot of different people with the Otterson Wealth Advisors. And then on the other side, you got Zach. Zach's a trash talker. I'm guaranteeing that he is. Former Army. And he will be in studio. He's the owner of Superior Fence and Rail. So, Zach, are you there with cans on, ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go.
All right, listen, man, I think you get to fire the first shot because you're in studio. This guy that's from the Navy, Caleb, he's on the phone. He can't even look you dead in the eye right now. So go ahead and fire. I want to hear at least one shot from each side before we tell everybody what's going on.
Well, hey, look, thanks for having us today. We're super excited about the game tomorrow. And I'd love to talk nothing but trash. You know what I mean? Army's had a great year. But it's a big rivalry game, and I'm just a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Like we've had a hell of a season. We got, left out of the conversation for playoffs, but we won the AAC. Just had a great season, but in a game like tomorrow, you never know what's gonna happen. And Navy's had I guess they had a decent year this year. I don't know. I want to talk trash. What I was gonna do is I was gonna bring in a sock puppet because I thought I was gonna be sitting up there in Fernandina with y'all, and I didn't realize I was gonna be on camera too. But I was gonna bring a sock puppet and talk with it every time.
With Caleb
talked. But,
well, we're gonna get to you, Caleb. Hang on a second. But here's what I love. Zach's already complaining that Army got left out of the playoff.
Yeah.
That's how far
how good is that? How good is that? That's how far we've come. That the service academies can actually compete to get into the playoff. Caleb, it's not like you guys had a bad season either. And now that the shoe's on the other foot a little bit, because for years it was always Navy that was the favorite, and then you guys were worried about Army. Now you get to kind of play like the the spoiler, I guess, in this thing, right?
Oh, it's a fun position to be in for sure. And I mean, Zach bringing in a sock puppet, I guess his West Point prom date must have been busy, so he couldn't bring her in. That makes sense.
Oh, the hand always takes over. Yeah, go ahead.
But no, I mean, I actually get to go to the game this year. So it's the first time I've gone to the game since going to school here. So I can tell you guys it's cold. So if you're going to enjoy a watch party, Jacksonville's definitely the place to do it.
Well, I'll just stay with you, Caleb, for one more question, because honestly, it's one that we've been to, and it's one of the I believe it's a bucket list type of event for a sports fan. And you, having served, you know how precious that opportunity is to see it. And you guys, either from Annapolis, from West Point, it's so special. And it just was such a memory for me to see the hate between the two one day a year. Other than that, it was brothers in arms side by side. So, Caleb, there was a time earlier in the year where you guys, between Army and Navy, undefeated at one point. I want to say it was at 6-0. Does that sound right? And they had that's the longest they had gone into a season undefeated since World War II. So what has the chatter been like up there around that?
I mean, I think it's definitely built up the game a good bit. I do think it's interesting in today's NIL world that two schools that do not have NIL or transfers into the program actually have done really well. That continuity and discipline seems to really help. But I can even tell you, on the plane ride up here, there was a West Point grad. I think he was like a 1964 grad, and there was probably 20 other Naval Academy grads, and he got razzed the whole plane ride up here. So it starts early.
So did either one of you march during the game when you were there?
Yeah, every single year.
Every year.
Okay, so that's what I thought. So I just wanted to say this, and I want to get you guys to comment on this too as well, both of you actually, is I think the one thing that when Joe and I were there that really struck us is you're down on that field and march on, they begin it, and these are young boys. We're talking about 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old young men.
And
I don't think people realize that, and women, of course. But they're walking by us, and we look at each other, and we're like, these are young people right here. Young people.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure you were impressed by how those young people in the Army were marching, and then the Navy guys were, I don't know.
Stumbling,
all out of step, swinging their arms all.
But now, Zach, when you were there, did you guys ever beat Navy? I don't remember.
We did once.
Oh, okay.
We did once.
You'll take it.
I think it's the enormity of that reality that I don't think people, when they watch that game, they realize that these are
these are college kids. Yeah, they're college kids. I mean, they're going through, a gauntlet of an academic, military, physical experience. I mean, everything about you see the articles and you read it and you're like, these guys don't have a normal college life. They don't sleep like you do. But it's like, they don't sleep like you do. They don't eat like you do. There's nothing about the academy experience that is anything resembling a college experience. Like we didn't have dorms at West Point. We had barracks. We didn't even have central AC. We didn't, the game day experience. Somebody was asking me oh, how were game days? It's like, well, it starts on Friday night by cleaning your room really, really well so that you can survive the Saturday morning inspection. You wake up on Saturday for game day and don't start pounding beers. You wake up and you're like, oh God, did I miss anything? Because then somebody comes into your room with a white glove and tells you how you just killed your whole platoon because they found a smudge on your radiator. It's like, come on, guys, this sucks. And then you go to a parade and walk up the hill to the football game with a sack lunch, like a ham sandwich, and you're like, oh man, go football. Ruined Saturday football for me for years.
But to your point, all these guys are not all these people who are in their senior year, they'll be in charge of a division of 20 plus people within 6 months. So,
right.
they may look young, but the responsibility they're about to take on is also very
huge. Yeah.
We're talking fresh-faced, rose-red cheeks, and yet, they're going to be in charge, which is just incredible. All right, so real quick as we wrap this up, because we've been treated now. Keenan Reynolds was an unbelievable talent. You got Bryson Daly now. We've seen a lot of great stars that have worn both cadets or midshipmen unis. So tell everybody, you guys, before we run out of time, the annual Army-Navy watch party. Zach, start us with the details, and then we'll finish off with Caleb, and you guys give us a prediction.
All right, so we're down at the bank. Gates open at 2 o'clock. There's free parking in Lot C on the east side of the stadium. There's a recommended $5 donation at the door, right? And then you'll be able to watch the game on the biggest screens, right? The biggest outdoor screens. And then this is the biggest watch party in the whole country outside of the actual game itself. So it's really special. It's a really special event. All the proceeds from the game go to the City of Jacksonville JVET Fund, right? So it's Christmas. If you don't have any plans tomorrow, there's no college football. This is the only college football on tomorrow. Like, come down, support, watch the game and support a great cause. Because the JVET Fund, for those who don't know, is a fund for qualified veterans who can go down if they need help with their electric bill, if they need clothing, if they need food, if they just need financial assistance. They can get direct financial assistance from the city. So it's a fantastic cause, especially this time of the year, to put money in the coffers for JVET. And the prediction's easy. Army's going to beat the hell out of Navy. That's what's going to happen tomorrow.
All right, so there you go.
That's
6.5 point, 6.5 point line. Zach says beat the H out of Navy. Caleb, your prediction.
Zach and I were talking about this yesterday, and all the predictions go out the window when it's Army-Navy game. No matter who's had a good year, who's had a bad year.
That sounds like an equivocation for you never know what's going to happen. I don't know.
Therefore, this year, I would probably put up points for Navy to win. That just makes more sense. I've got my cousin Drew Cron just took over the offense. They are calling it the Millennial Wing Tee, the Sling Tee. I don't know, touchdowns for you and me. They'll be scoring all over the place. So it'll definitely be a Navy victory. Game watch should be great down in Jackson. The world's largest TV screens. You get to go hang out in the Jag Stadium, free parking. You can't beat it.
Yeah, nice.
Well, I got my sick cup, and it's red, white, and blue, so I'm saluting both of you guys. And honestly, we were with the Marines the other day, and I want to salute. I know it's not proper to do it, but we collectively in 1010XL land salute you guys and everybody else. RJ, fire up a round of applause because we love our military. And I'll say real quick, the city of Jacksonville getting behind this, the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, and this is a celebration of valor observance. So don't forget what these people have done for our freedoms, either before or currently. So Zach and Caleb, have fun, both of you guys, and we'll cheer together. Army, go Army, beat Navy.
That's right.
Go Navy, beat Army. How about that, okay?
All right, thanks for having us on, guys.
Perfect. Good way to end.
Thanks, guys.
All right, fellas.
Have fun,
guys.
Caleb. Thanks, guys.
That's awesome. I tell you, we saw guys that shaved Army in their head.
Oh, yeah.
The Commander-in-Chief trophy. It was some of the best stuff.
And that was cold as hell.
And it's America's game.
God.
People, and this year of all the years, they've had such a great run. So people need to pay attention and watch. RJ, real quick, before we head to the top of the hour, if you don't mind.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, Chris Farley has left the building, Joe.
Oh, my gosh. The RIPD?
Not the Chris Farley.
But the RIPD.
Yes, Austin Armstrong, the one-time Florida defensive coordinator, then demoted to just listen to whatever Rob Roberts says, defensive coordinator. Has now left the program, and he will be the new DC at Houston.
No, he will not be. You know where he will be? He will be down by the river. Oh, my gosh. Goodbye, RIPD, Chris Farley, a.k.a. Austin Armstrong.
And another
kind
of like note with the Gators is Jack Pyron, the local kid from Bulls, obviously the guy that really got it turned around there.
He did.
That defense, because he went into Billy Neighbors' office and said, it's not working.
It ain't working.
It's not working. If we don't fix it, we're in trouble. And he's going to visit Texas A&M and LSU. And he has not ruled out, by the way, the possibility of coming back to Florida.
Yeah, I was glad.
Basically what he's saying is, give me some money.
Yeah, I'm glad you said
and
that.
Good for him, because you know what? for what he did on and off the field for that program, he should be rewarded.
Yeah, 100% on that. We will keep it going. It is XL Primetime, Okama Beer Company, right here in beautiful Fernandina Beach. Come on by. You can enjoy a cold craft. Plenty of people are.
You saw what happened. Jeff Lageman tells you why it happened.
And here's how you know you're right.
Jeff Lageman checks the tape for you. Tuesday on Jaguars Today. Brought to you by Napa Auto Care.
10 to noon on 1010XL.
Joe C. for the Preferred Group, Preferred Roofing, Preferred Builders. They just got a great group of people that can take care of you, and we're talking really the entire First Coast. So I'm coming up Heckscher Drive, that beautiful drive, and what did I see? A Preferred Builders sign, because they definitely are getting the job done. Remodels, additions, and let's just use Heckscher Drive as an example. You're close to Amelia Island. You're close to where you want to be in Jacksonville, and that's a good piece of property. You don't want to give up that real estate or that zip code, but you can definitely have a remodel, addition, whatever it might be. So check them out, preferredbuildersjacks.com, and don't forget roof replacement. It is necessary. It's time. You need true experts to do it. preferredroofingjacks.com.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline from MyBookie. Opportunity is knocking this weekend in the sports betting world, and MyBookie has all the action you want to take. This Sunday, 1 p.m., the New York Jets come to town as 3.5-point favorites to beat your home team. Neither team is playing particularly well with a 40.5-point game total. Take the under in this one. At 4 o'clock, we have maybe the game of the year. The Bills at the Lions. The Lions are favored by 2.5 at home. The game total is a whopping 54.5. Everybody is going to want action on this game, so pay attention to the prop bets and play the over on the lines that you like for yardage and touchdowns. Sunday Night Football, the Packers travel to play the Seahawks. Give a strong look for the Packers to cover. The 2.5-point spread is underdogs. Sign up now at MyBookie and get a double deposit bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit up to $1,000. Make yourself a winner this weekend with MyBookie, and don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
We're H-A-P-P-Y, H-A-P-P-Y, because happy Honda days are here. Everything is bigger. Bigger selection, bigger discounts, bigger trade-in values. Honda, quality, value, safety. Don't miss happy Honda days going on now at your local Honda dealer.
Hacker here, coming in at 205 pounds, night and day, thanks to Awaken 180. Guys, gals, the program is simple without needing to take injections for life. The clear choice and the choice of all of us. Awaken180weightloss.com.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a septic tank emergency.
Don't let your holidays go down the drain. Duck Duck Rooter's here to save your Christmas cheer. Whether it's a stubborn clog, a burst pipe, or a septic scare, we'll fix it faster than Santa can slide down a chimney. Duck Duck Rooter. Call us now and save the day. 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, because nobody wants a silent night in the bathroom.
Hey, I'm Ben Kay, owner of Gotham City Limit, your local comic shop. Here to let you know we're doing 20% off the entire store, now through Christmas. So unleash your gift-giving spirit, let your passion transmit. Do what we do and take it to the limit. Visit GothamCityLimit.com for more information.
Mia O'Brien
is going to be the first woman president of the United States of America.
Catch me weekdays from noon to 2 on Helmets and Heels.
And she could run later this year even, and I would vote for her.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota on 1010XL.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life.
orthopedic specialists.
If you know about artificial turf, you know it needs to be done right. Lauren Brooks here from my friends at Sunshine Turf, a family-owned company that will transform your outdoor space into the oasis of your dreams. A putting green, a pet run, a maintenance-free yard. Trust me, the team at Sunshine Turf are the experts you need to transform your lawn. With the highest quality products and budget-friendly pricing, get clean, low-maintenance synthetic grass by visiting sunshineturf.info or call 904-383-0243 to get a free quote today from Sunshine Turf.
There's no way to prepare for the impact an accident makes on your life. That's why we've spent 40 years getting ready for that moment when you need compassion and immediate action. The right doctors, investigators, our team of experienced attorneys, and your free consultation is already in place. So if you've been hurt, remember, the Farah Safety Net is right here to catch you. All you have to do is call Farah and Farah. It's what we built. Jacksonville.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Have you tried golfing at the improved Cimarron Golf Club? If you haven't, tell you what, you're missing out on the best deal in Jacksonville. Now, many of you have received a postcard in the mail, and of course, if you bring that with you, $45 plus tax to play. That includes a cart, lunch, and a beer at the brand new Stone Barrel Tap House. Now, go to the website, that is CimarronGolfClub.com, and sign up for the Wild One Loyalty Program. That's the Wild One Loyalty Program, and get all of these specials emailed to you from Cimarron.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by First Coast Honda Dealers. Breaking news for the Gators football coaching staff as co-defensive coordinator Austin Armstrong has announced he's accepted the role of defensive coordinator at the University of Houston. Armstrong was a part of the Gators' success, helping enhance their tackling efficiency and pass rush, ranking in the upper half of the SEC for total defense. With Armstrong's departure, Florida will likely lean towards Ron Robert, who is the current co-defensive coordinator and inside linebackers coach. Here in Jacksonville, the North Florida men's basketball team gets back in the nest this weekend as they host UNC Greensboro tomorrow for a 5 o'clock matchup. The Ospreys recently fell short to Georgia Southern in a tough overtime loss. They'll be looking to find success on their home court tomorrow. The JU Dolphins also get back at home to host East Tennessee State for an afternoon matchup tomorrow with tip-off at 1 o'clock. You can hear that game live on 1010 a.m. It's 62 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's Florida Home AC Friday on XL Primetime.
Hit the text line with some cool rock requests.
So whenever you hear them crank out something like this, so the whole place gets quiet as they start this song. And then you hear the drums from Don Henley. Now, members of the Eagles 6 REO Speedwagon will all be performing at Daly's Place, so it's a perfect day to crank out some good rock and roll with those bands in mind. You can do it 641-1010. They are trying to win right now. So caller number 4 at 641-1010. I do love that. Caller number 4 at 641-1010. All the iPhones are up and working right now because she did come up here earlier. She's like, would you just speed this up, please, and make sure we get a chance to win these tickets, which is just awesome.
But first off, how cool is this? Like, you got people playing Mahjong, dominoes, Scrabble.
Doing some work.
Yeah.
At a time. He's like,
I'm not doing work, man.
My name is Steven. Do not let them know that I'm here. All right, they got in.
All right.
Yeah. That is awesome. All right, so we are sitting in Mocama Beer Company right here on South 8th Street in Fernandina, and they were loving the idea of trying to get some of those tickets. And so that was unrehearsed, unscheduled, and RJ apparently picked up.
Well done, RJ.
Which is just awesome. All right, so one more chance before the day is done, but we got Styx, members of Styx, REO Speedwagon, and the Eagles that will be at Daly's Place on June 2nd. So love that. And next week it'll be back to Welcome to Rockville. So we always love our Rock and Roll Fridays here on XL Primetime. Joe C., Matty Hayes. Matty's got plenty of stuff cooking, USA Today Sports, so you can definitely check that out. But we've been talking college ball. We're going to stay there. We're going to get back to the Jags coming up here in just a second. But we were talking about just what I felt like. I just kind of had to take stock of it. I look back and I'm like, wait a minute. Look at what these 7 days just produced. The first ever 12-team college football playoff, all the fallout that came out of that. Coaches getting back in the game, like Dan Mullen, leaving ESPN and going to UNLV. And
Scott Frost back at UCF.
Yeah, it's Scott Frost. It's another great one. That
hired Mackenzie Milton to be his QB's coach.
And basically, like Frost is looking around and going, well, I don't have a gig, and you don't have a coach, and what do you say we get back together? And so this is I'm glad you said that.
They
because
get the band back together, man.
That's getting the band back together in Orlando and in Morgantown.
Yeah.
So, which is crazy. And then, of course, like we said, Bill Belichick going to Chapel Hill was the one that just kind of sent shockwaves throughout the college football world, the NFL world, the football world in general. And who knows how it will look, how long it will last, but it's still very intriguing to watch, to see what he can do. The NFL and the college football programs, they're coming, or they're looking closer and closer to one another. They're becoming not even a mini model of it. You've got guys, as Bill Belichick with his press conference said, he brought Mike Lombardi in with him,
right,
to help put the structure and an organization together. So you now have basically head coaches and maybe even a GM of sorts in college buildings setting up these programs.
Yeah, I really think it's going to come down to if he can mentally accept the difference between the two. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think the idea of coaching it or developing players, that's all the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
But can he mentally accept the differences between the two and accept the fact that he doesn't have these guys for 4 years, okay?
Right.
So the problem then becomes is if you try and use the bench, which is a coach's greatest asset, we all know that, or you try to use a different way to motivate a guy that he doesn't like, he'll walk right away. He doesn't care because, you know what, he's going to get the same money from somebody else.
Yeah,
And that's what I think is going to really be hard for him to wrap his mind around. It was like you said earlier, we talked about this yesterday. It's one of the things that kind of helped push Nick out the door at Alabama. He just was tired of trying to explain to these guys, look, what I'm doing for you isn't just now in this season or even for next season or the season after that. It's a lifetime thing we're talking about.
Yeah.
And you got young guys who don't want to hear that. Young guys just want to hear, how much money are you going to give me and how quickly can I get to the NFL?
Yeah, I was going to say, pay, play, and will you make me a star? I think all three matter. I don't know to what degree I'd go with. They're all even thirds, but I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, honestly, I would think, I'm being dead honest here, too. Pay is far and away number one. And I'll tell you why. Far and away.
Yeah.
Because 2% of these guys make it in the NFL.
Yeah, very
So
few.
these guys now realize I've got to make my money right now if I'm going to do it.
If I have no shot. And let's use Luke Kromenhoek as an example. The social media world takes over and starts putting out all kinds of stuff. Hey, you're this or you're that. You wanted $1 million. You're holding your team up. They gave you a Scully and now you want more and you're tucking tail and hauling butt. And a lot of it's not true. Very little of it is probably true. But the rumor lives out there on X and in social. And
quarterback is different. That's a different animal.
Yeah.
We all know that.
But my
It's a
only
different
point
position.
is that it's a vulturistic society
It is.
now.
It is.
And it's from the fans. It's from the boosters that want to go vulture or poach someone from another team because they got the money to do it.
Right.
And that's like we keep using Jack Pyburn as an example. Well, someone sees this guy step up as a leader. He's not going to make big money like the quarterback, but A&M and LSU, is that the two teams?
Yeah.
They've got money.
So does Florida.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of what Florida wants to spend it on.
Exactly.
And that's what Jack Pyburn's basically telling him. All right,
Yeah.
if you don't want to spend it on me, then I'll go somewhere else.
Right.
And now it's up to Florida. Do you realize, all right, well, maybe we could do X, Y, and Z with this money, I should say. We can move this around, we'll move that around, and we can get them the money if that's what they want. But, look, there are a lot of guys looking for money, okay? There's no doubt about that. There's also guys that are looking for, how do I get to the next level because where I'm at is not working. I'll give you a perfect example, okay? the two Kentucky receivers who are both NFL players, Berrien Brown and Dane Key.
Right.
They're both in the portal. Okay? They'll be fourth-year seniors. They played as freshmen. They're good players.
Right.
They've had terrible quarterbacks in the last 3 years, and they haven't been able to develop. They've had 2 or 3 different offensive coordinators since their time there.
Okay.
If you're at Florida and you're looking for receivers, both of those guys, especially Dane Key, both those guys are legit dudes. They're going to go somewhere and play, and they're both going to be – if they get in the right spot, the right offense,
yeah.
I mean, those are legit dudes.
See,
man.
I understand the idea that pay is probably number one, but and as soon as you said it, I used one example in my head. I'm like, well, Arch Manning's not making a move. He doesn't care that he's sitting on the bench because he is making money, which still drives me crazy that Arch Manning, we're never going to really see this guy for any length of time in a college uniform. It's nuts for me to even like put that together in my head, but he is getting paid. And then the other guys that aren't going to make it, that makes sense as well. Get the money that you can.
I think the guys.
But the other guys that, if they're not coached properly, they're going to get lost and they're going to lose on that first contract. And it's going to be harder for them to shine. They need to be under the guys or the head coach that will lead them to the promised land in the football world. They need to make sure they pay attention to that too.
So here's a perfect example of that. Okay. Missouri signed Williams Nwaneri. He's maybe the highest recruit they've ever signed. Defensive lineman, an edge guy, huge kid, 6'7", 260, okay? Didn't play that much this year because the transition didn't work. He's a young guy still figuring it out, right?
Yeah.
He's gone. He's mad because he wasn't playing. Doesn't matter that the guy in front of him was playing better or was practicing better.
Right.
He's just gone. Now he's in Nebraska. Nebraska paid him whatever he wanted because Nebraska's desperate. They need players, right? Mm-hmm. So that is what I think is what's most disturbing to coaches. And I was saying this, Joe, when this whole nonsense started in 2021 about NIL and free player, which I was all for. I kept telling you, everybody, look, coaches don't care about paying these guys. They could care less.
Well,
it's the player movement that bothers them.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Is like you can invest and you can develop, and then all of a sudden they say, "Now I'm done. I'm out." And
okay.
so Missouri spent an entire year developing this kid. He clearly wasn't ready, or he would have played. They needed impact guys on defense.
Yeah,
he didn't play. Could be one of those guys that year 2, click, it all hits, and all of a sudden he's a stud.
Yeah.
And now it's not going to be a Missouri who invested that time, and it was going to be for Nebraska.
But take Luther Burton as an example. They never could quite figure out what was going on with him. We know he was getting paid for him to go there, but it didn't quite work out the way that Mizzou fan.
Well, his last 2 years were pretty good.
Yeah.
His first year was just they really couldn't throw the ball.
It was so uneven this year as well. It was a problem this year, just as far as getting everything together. And, of course, their quarterback did get hurt towards the end. But the other one is that Nick Saban doesn't care that you get paid, but when payment gets in the way of him doing his job, then he takes issue with it.
I don't think he cares about money, honestly.
Well, no, I'm talking about when the guy walks up to him and says, "Look, coach, you got my $800 for me, but now I need to get my girlfriend a scholarship on the gymnastics team." You remember this story, of course. And Nick's like, "Are you kidding me?" And Nick's not going to say yes to this, but this is the way it was purported to have happened.
Let me tell you something. If the player was good enough, Nick would say yes to it.
Right, but that's the problem. Too many of them think they are and getting.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
They are getting
I would
that
agree
money.
with that.
And then the coach is like, "I am tired of talking about this. Go do your job."
Yeah,
that's the only thing I care about. Which
when Belichick does that, that's when the player will go, "All right, I'll go do what I can do. I'm out of here."
Yeah, but I do believe there's enough good players out there that Belichick will get his share. Because,
sure,
like we said, there's already highly recruited quarterbacks that are wanting to go up there. So we'll see.
Especially with the money they have. They've now increased they've increased their NIL level of giving. They will have the money. Again, everybody's going to be it's pay for play, and everybody will have that $20.5 million that they can dole out among their scholarship athletes in their sports. All right, it's whatever percentage you want to use for football, for basketball, whatever. Everybody has that. Okay. On top of that is the NIL stuff, and that's what I think people are don't understand right now. Everybody will have the pay for play money. Again, whatever you decide percentage to spend is what you spend. Not everybody has the same NIL. That's still there. So that money is still there. Now North Carolina has committed to a significant increase in that NIL money. So
Right.
basically what North Carolina is saying is we want to be a football program. And now we're going to do it. We've hired the GOAT, and now we're going to go up to $20 million in NIL, an NIL bank or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And now we're going to go get players. So this is it. This is serious step into big-time college football.
Yeah, look, as long as you can manage it and say, hey, this is the budget, and now these are the requirements. You got to do this, and you got to stick around. You can't just take the money and then haul A. So that's going to be the next. There has to be guardrails, all the phrases that we use. There has to be some.
But I know, but there's
and governance. There has to be.
So they're working on it, but I'm telling you right now, there's not going to be any. There's not going to be any. You have to stay 3 years because you're infringing upon their movement then.
I know, but you're going to basically say, you signed this agreement. You are, listen, those are the freaking rules, man.
Listen to me. I'm 100% with you on this, okay?
Yeah. You
All
can't
I'm telling
take
you
the
is,
money and then just haul A anytime you want.
Right.
You
have to play a full season there, yes.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you could full season, sure. But I'm telling you is, once they try and throw something like, okay, we're going to pay these guys, but they need to stay for 3 years when they sign scholarships.
No, I get that part.
Then you're going to have attorneys jumping in.
But it's going to be a bunch of one-year contracts, or if you sign for 2 years, you stay for 2 years. And if you don't, you pay it back. There is skin in the game on both sides.
There is, but if you sign for 2 years, now you can do that within each respective agreement, whatever you want.
All right,
but if you sign for 2 years, they're going to want a lot more than what you're going to want to give them.
Well, we will. It's fascinating, and it's different.
Which is why Michael Lombardi, the former GM of the NFL, is now the GM of Carolina, because they realize it's going to be more than just a head coach. You're going to need a GM, you're going to need a cap guy, all that stuff.
Michael Lombardi didn't necessarily do a hot job down the stretch. So we'll see how they do up at Chapel Hill. Mac Brown's like, good luck with that right now. It's XL Primetime. We're hanging out at beautiful Mokama Beer Company, their tap room on South 8th Street. You can drop on by here. You can head to Wildlight. You can pick up some great Mokama on the shelves at ABC or Total. And they also have music coming up later on tonight. We'll be telling you all about it. We got our picks coming up and another chance for you guys to get hooked up with tickets to Daly's Place to go see members of Styx, REO, and the Eagles.
There's a lot more to it than a tight spiral and an accurate pass.
Everyone agrees that playing quarterback is the hardest thing to do in sports.
Denny Thompson is the Quarterback Whisperer. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet. Friday mornings on The Drill.
Looking for a new vehicle? Take a look at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Now's the time to save big. Choose from more than 250 new and over 1,000 used and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot, or shop anytime at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Hyundai has one of the top warranties in the business. Lifetime, powertrain, and 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 3 years free maintenance on a new vehicle. Give them the chance to earn your business today on Atlantic Boulevard or at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. Woolsey Morecambe is your MVP in the legal game. Our team of skilled attorneys tackle personal injury cases with compassion and expertise. With fumbles like a car or truck accident, we're here to seek the compensation you deserve. Right here in Jacksonville, we've successfully won over $100 million and earned a championship-worthy record. When it's game time, you want a team that plays to win. Contact Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY. Offices, Jacksonville.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it," and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Bari here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Bari Orthopedics today or visit bariorthopedics.com.
A call to arms. Go Army. A battle on the gridiron.
Be Navy. This game is everything. This is the world for us and for them.
1010XL's Army-Navy focus is defended by Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Ever wonder how you can transform your living spaces into captivating works of art? At First Coast Lighting and Fans, they offer a huge selection of high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness. Visit their showroom on Phillips Highway at the Avenues and step into a world of quality without compromise. Discover the difference that locally owned expertise makes and let them help you experience the transformation from average to extraordinary. At First Coast Lighting and Fans.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
1010XL's Army-Navy focus is defended by Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
I'm former Army Sergeant John O'Leary. West Point, a program known for its grit, both on the battlefield and the gridiron, honoring the soldiers of the 101st Airborne Division, just 2 days shy of the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge. Now, Army looks to make the history books once again, this time by beating Navy in our nation's capital, en route to their rendezvous with destiny.
If you're tired of your fence looking like a bad hair day, well, it's time for a fence makeover with Superior Fence and Rail. They'll make your yard the talk of the town with a new fence installed by their expert team.
Your fence is fantastic. My fence is giving all of my neighbors some serious pick and envy. Thanks, Superior Fence and Rail.
So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your fence installation project today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's Florida Home AC Friday on XL Primetime.
Hit the text line with some cool rock requests.
One more chance before the day is done to pick up tickets to go see members of REO, Styx, and the Eagles. That's right.
Y'all won.
They got them.
Well done.
They got them. We got one more chance for you to win them before the day is done, so just stick around another 15 minutes. We'll give you another chance to win, but enjoying some of that great music because it does take us all back in time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
When you think of some of the awesome songs that you heard. By the way, they won't admit it, but they may have had these on 8-track, okay? They won't admit it, but they might have, okay? Because I remember one of the old...
It's coming back, by the way, the 8-track.
Is it really?
Yes.
They're trying to come back with it.
Yeah.
I edited on 8-track.
Everything old is new, baby.
I edited on 8 tracks when I first got to the University of Florida, and Prosser was just ahead of me because I was a slow tracker, and he leaned on me in the morning, like 5 in the morning. I'm waiting for the sound to come down, and you had to get all the carts ready for the sound.
Oh yeah,
it was something else. All right, now are you guys ready? It's just me and you today. Coach Campo has sent in his picks. And Leon, hopefully Big Sur, somewhere on the water, somewhere. Hopefully he will send his picks.
Hopefully he can get some Wi-Fi somewhere on the water. Right?
Because this much I know is that when he when he knew that he was 5-1, he was right there with Coach. He acts like he's not checking.
Right.
But he's
fired up.
Just like Coach. So our standings are pretty, it's a little bit of a two-horse race. But after Week 15, Coach went 5-1, so he is right now an impressive 53-37. Searcy went 5-1 also, so he stacked it up to 50-40. So he's 10 games above 500. I went 3-3, so I'm 49-41. So I'm still a game behind Big Searcy and Matty. Once again, I can't make it up. I tied 2-4 as he went 33-57.
So Coach is 53-37.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're betting on him.
The minute you took his bets, or the minute you put either money in his hands and said, let's go bet these games.
Tank.
Or you took his advice and wouldn't bet these games. No way.
Never happened.
The best example I can give of that, and Rick Ballou can attest to this because it's
because you're both degens.
Well, we're degens, but he hasn't gambled in a long time. But he's so smart that he will do a seg, which you will hear probably later tonight, where he will pick games and he will bet against himself. And it is amazing how good he is betting against himself. And so that basically...
That is a great segment, he and Philly Joe.
Yeah, that tells you all you need to know. All right, so here we go. Let's get to these games. We have got one college football game. The rest are going to be the National Football League. RJ, you are keeping track as we get it started. We're just going to give you ours and then coaches as well, and then we'll get with our man Big Searcy coming up in just a little bit. All right, so Army-Navy. Let's start out with that one. It is a 6.5-point line. Army is giving 6.5 points to the midshipmen. It's such a tough one. It really is a tough one. But my dad served in the Army, and I have to go that way every year. There's no way I can go against that, even though this is a Navy town and I love them. But I'm going to have to lay that 6.5.
Yeah, see, that's the same with me. My dad's the old Navy man, fire control, World War II. Yeah. 2 Bronze Stars, by the way.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
I got to go with Navy. I can't not go with Navy after that, right?
All right, so you went Navy. You're taking
taking Navy, yeah.
Taking 6.5 points.
Yeah.
Coach went with Army, and he laid the 6.5 points. All right, let's get to the National Football League. Bunch of big ball games. Honestly, I had a tough time whittling 1 or 2 of these off. Indy and Denver and a couple of others.
Wait a second. We're not going to do the Celebration Bowl?
No.
College
Negative.
football? No? All
Negative.
Right.
I took a picture real quick of, is that one of the ones that we had? You got a lot of big ball games that are coming up.
South Alabama, Western Michigan also coming up Saturday night, bowl game.
Yeah, we'll do some of those next week when the Gasparilla Bowl is kicking off, okay? Because we got the Gasparilla Bowl, Oklahoma versus Navy, so we'll get into a couple of those. But let's just do the next 5 in the National Football League. Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. This is not an easy game. 5-point line. Eagles are laying it. As far as coach is concerned, he went with the Philadelphia Eagles. I am going to take the points. I'm going to take the points, and I'm going to take the Berg.
Yeah, I'm tired of picking against the Eagles and losing every flipping time.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Eagles.
Okay, so you're taking the Eagles.
Yep.
And the only thing I'm curious about is what's happening between old AJ and Jalen. And Jalen says...
I don't care.
Yeah, Jalen says...
That line could be 7. I'd still take the Eagles. Okay?
I love when Jalen said it. This was like he said it, and there was just something you could read between the lines with, because he goes, everything here starts and ends with me. So he's basically saying, I'm the leader, but guess what? It starts with me and it ends with me. I can make it good for you or I can make it bad for you.
You know what? I took that differently. I took it as him saying, I got to be the bigger man. That's what I took it as him saying.
And like I said, I was trying to figure out whether I wanted to read between the
because Jalen is like that. Jalen is not he's not the type of personality that you just initially said. From what I knew of him in college, he's more of the I got to be the bigger man here.
Well, he's definitely taking a leadership role, but there is no question right now. Oh, AJ ain't happy. Okay, he is not happy right now. All right, so I like the points. You like the Eagles. Let's just go real quick. That is a 5-point line. RJ, keep track of this.
I do like the Steelers and the points in that game, but I'm not picking against the Eagles ever again.
All right, Coach likes the Eagles as well. Let's get to the next one, and we have got the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. Green Bay is laying 3 up in Seattle, and Seattle's playing pretty well right now. They really are. I'm gonna take the points in this game.
I'm going home dog. Yeah. I just defensively they're playing really well. McDonald's done a fantastic job with that defense, even though he's the quote unquote head coach. And Geno's Geno. Not only is Geno playing well, Geno plays well in big games too.
All right, I'm a little surprised that we all three are on Seattle. I don't like that at all, based on your record. But we are all on Seattle with that one. All right, let's get to the next one.
I mean, every once in a while I hit. Come on.
Yep. The Chefs versus the Browns, and the Browns are catching only 4 in this game
in Cleveland.
Yeah, in Cleveland.
Chiefs. Browns are terrible.
You're taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, you're literally a Jameis Winston pick 6 away from that line busted. So yeah, I'll take the Chiefs.
It's nuts, but I'm going to take the points.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm going to take the points. I just want to see how this one goes because there's something odd.
That's one of your Oppo Joe things.
Yeah, it might be. And sometimes Oppo Joe doesn't talk to the other Joe enough. But there's something odd about that number. It really, really is. Coach is taking Kansas City in that game down to the last couple of games. Houston hosting the Miami Dolphins. Miami catching 3. I will catch the points.
Yeah, I like Tua's really playing well. You know,
Coach is taking Miami.
Yeah, but you're on the road in December, and the Texans have to have that game. I'm taking the Texans.
All right, taking the Texans, laying the points. All right, the last one, Buffalo Bills at the Detroit Lions. Detroit hosting a 2-point favorite as well. Buffalo 2 on the road after the loss in L.A. Coach, I believe, is taking
It's almost as if the NFL schedule makers knew this was going to be a huge game, right?
Oh, my gosh, this is a great weekend. So Detroit says Campo. And
Bills are getting what, 2.5?
2.
Man, the Lions are playing. The Lions were playing so well, but there's been like a little wobble the last couple weeks. Even though they won, just a little wobble. I'm going to take the Bills.
I'm taking the Bills as well. All right, so that's
right.
What we are.
I mean, the little wobble, just where you're like, okay.
When they went for it on 4th down the other night, and there was basically a minute left, they didn't want to give really any clock to the opposition, and the guard stepped on Goff's foot and fell over, but still was able to hand it off for the first down. Like, oh no!
It's like a magical season, man.
Yeah. So we will see where that one goes.
Honolulu Blue might win it all. I actually think the biggest obstacle to winning it all is not going to be the Chiefs. It's going to be beating the Eagles.
All right, there's our pick. We will find out what we've got. But right now, Coach is running away with it. That's for sure. We got one more segment before we run away with it. We had a great time here at Mokama. Don't forget, they have got music coming up later on tonight. They always have something going on. They've got the great menu, the tap room menu, along with the special menu, including olive skewers. TLD just came in, the lovely Diane. And I may have to get her to go with the olive skewers because that is right up her alley.
They're good.
Okay, so we will see if she's going to go for that coming up. All right, it's XL Primetime as we get close to wrapping the 4 o'clock hour in the hands of the Franchi Show.
What's happening, fellas? It's your boy E to the T, and I'm gonna keep it real. We could all benefit from a little something extra in the bedroom. Blue Chew can help. Now I'm about to tell you how you can get some for free. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. No doctor visits, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew ships right to your door in a discreet package. Not even them nosy neighbors gonna know what's going on. Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredients and strength for your prescription. And did I mention the chewable? Just like popping a Mentos. And they're made right here in the good old US of A. Now you're asking, how do I get my Blue Chew? Visit BlueChew.com and make sure to enter promo code 1010XL at checkout. Try it for free and just pay $5 shipping. Turn that oh no into a oh yeah. That's right. Use promo code 1010XL and let your boy hook you up with some Blue Chew. Get your confidence back. Visit BlueChew.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Tacos and sports go hand in hand, literally. You can watch sports with a taco in each hand or with a taco in one hand and a surfboard in the other. Don here from Taco Lou. I love sports, and since you're listening to this station, you love sports as well. If you love sports and tacos, then Taco Lou is calling your name. We always have the game on here, or you can call in a to-go order to watch at home, or let us cater your next watch party. Catering for the holidays? No problem. Taco Lou in Jack's Beach. Cheers to tacos, sports, holidays with the family, and tequila.
Hi, I'm Frank Frangie, and I've depended on South State for my banking needs as long as they've been serving Duval. Whether you're saving for retirement, purchasing a home, starting a business, your goals are their commitment. With forward-thinking, personalized banking solutions and best-in-class service, South State is ready to help you navigate your financial journey. Connect at southstatebank.com or drop by any of the 5 local South State offices. South State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Pre-Game Friday.
Built by Dream Finders Homes.
On 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. It's the holiday season, and Nimnick Chevrolet is here for you. Whether you're making memories on the road or continuing family traditions right here in Jacksonville, you can always count on us because there's nobody but Nimnick. The Red Tag sales event is back at Nimnick Chevrolet. This month, you can save up to $12,000 off a new Silverado. And unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. So shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 13, 2015, Alabama running back Derrick Henry wins the 81st Heisman Trophy after rushing for nearly 2,000 yards that season.
Looking for an affordable and fast oil change? Well, Big Chief Tire has you covered. Frank Frangie here. Right now, take $10 off your next oil change at any of their 5 convenient locations. Their skilled technicians will keep your car running smoothly so you can hit the road with confidence. Whether it's routine maintenance or a more extensive service, Big Chief Tire is here to help. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and take advantage of this great deal. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Tiffany Mapp in Jacksonville at 683-8368.
Pick here for Bound 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bound 9. Visit Bound 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bound 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
Give a unique gift this holiday season with a custom-made candle or body care product from Wick, a candle bar. Make your own product in the store with over 90 fragrances at Wick, a candle bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars tight end Evan Ingram needs surgery for a torn labrum and is out for the remainder of the season. Ingram is second on the team in receptions and targets, behind only Jaguars rookie Brian Thomas Jr. Last year in Jacksonville, Ingram set a career high with 114 receptions, but only made 9 starts this season. Evan Ingram gone for the year. If you're going to the Jags-Jets game, save your gas and avoid parking hassles by taking the JTA Game Day Express. More information at jtafla.com. With your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update, I'm Andrew Gibson.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, my takeaway is the playoffs begin Friday.
Whoa.
Indiana at Notre Dame. And your lead into that Indiana at Notre Dame game on ESPN at 3:30 is Tulane without its starting quarterback and backup quarterback playing Florida in the Gasparilla Bowl at 3:30.
Old Gasparilla Bowl.
So there's a reason Florida's a 14-point favorite beyond the fact that they're better than Tulane. Mm-hmm. Tulane is going to be playing a third-string quarterback in that game, which will be sort of like what Florida did when they played Oregon State in the Las Vegas Bowl.
Yeah, and they got smoked in that game. The whole idea is that if you trot out, I think there are less opt-outs this year. Would you agree with that? That part is good news
among the major games, yeah, because all those 12 teams can make it. But among the other bowls, there's definitely opt-outs. Mm-hmm. It's not. I don't think it's going to get any less. If anything, it'll get even more because you've got guys that realize, all right, I'm making money now. I'm not blowing it on one game when I got a chance to get a lot more money at the next level.
Yeah. My takeaway is that when you're seeing Aaron Rodgers walk into the Everbank Stadium on Sunday, at least take stock of him, okay? He is a Hall of Famer. He is a first ballot, no questions asked Hall of Famer. He may not be the same cat, and the Jets don't look like the team nearly that they hope that they would be, nor does this team. Okay, both Jags and Jets had playoff aspirations this year. Let's be real. Odds were in their favor. Most people thought that they would be 1 or 2 of the 7 representing the AFC. Both seasons have sucked on a variety of levels. And they now are looking for a GM and a head coach. This team may be looking for a GM and a head coach, but just take stock of Aaron Rodgers. Even though he ain't the same cat, he's still a pretty special dude. He threw for over 300 yards against that Miami Dolphins defense. So let's just remind ourselves of that. Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson both went off. They had big numbers against Miami. Miami and New York gave up scores of yards on defense. Aaron Rodgers got sacked 3 times. He's been sacked 3 times, I think at least 3 in the last 4 games.
Right.
So will this team
they
get
got a backup
him?
left tackle playing Sunday.
And will this team take advantage of that?
Well,
the starter,
that's
by
been
the way,
the question week after week, JoJo.
The backup left tackle may be better than the starter up there because, boy, have they been bad. That's for sure. All right, now let's not speak of bad right now. Let's speak of good.
Speak of very good.
Because we're looking at this nice family here, a nice table that are Fernandina. Are we Fernandina born and bred? We did. Okay,
of course they are.
We did.
I mean, of course.
Okay, and so Sadie is this outstanding golfer.
Sadie Campbell.
At Fernandina Golf Club.
Fernandina Beach High School.
Fernandina Beach. We're talking home of the Pirates. And she goes off and competes on a district level, regional level, and then on the state. The first ever male or female to win a state title. RJ, I think that's worth a round of applause. We're talking about a state champion in golf.
Individual state champion, and
I love that.
It happened in sudden death.
I love that. So kudos to you, Sadie. That's
well done,
awesome.
Sadie.
And she's going on to play at Southeastern University, so that is really, really cool. So we love that. And you're talking about, look, there's so many good golfers in this area, and I think she would probably agree with that. We're talking from St. Johns County through Duval, over to Clay, up here to Nassau. There are a lot of great golf coaches. Ernest, our dude here at Mokama, he also is the guy who gives golf lessons from time to time and used to be in the golf business. So I love seeing.
But she's also going against everybody in the state.
Yeah.
So all those guys that are going to IMG, and she's competing against them, too. All those guys and gals.
And by the way, I don't know
that
whether
go there and all the private schools, and she's getting after it.
I don't know whether there are classifications in golf, like if you compete on all those. So two sets, because like lacrosse, three sets? Okay, because lacrosse, it's all classifications
all classes,
have to meet each other. That's not easy either, but I know there's a lot of great golf being played here. So,
by the way,
kudos.
Raines High School playing for the state championship tomorrow.
Yeah, Raines is going up against Miami Northwestern, and this is another great story. Raines has not been this far in the state playoffs for a long time. They won it all back in 1997. I think that's right. And
is it 97 or 99?
I think it's 97. Welton
97,
Coffee.
okay.
I believe it was 97.
It was definitely Welton. Yeah, I know that.
But the other thing is, you know who they're going up against? They're going up against Miami Northwestern, which just all of that alone screams talent across the board. Teddy Bridgewater is coaching Miami Northwestern.
Really?
Yeah.
Like head coach or OC?
He's head coach.
Wow.
That is really cool as well, because he has come back and has basically put himself on the sidelines and giving himself a chance to go and compete and see if they can win. So let me just see here real quick. It's going to be at Pitbull Stadium.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow. What time is it going?
Pitbull Stadium, which is the FIU stadium down there in Miami. 7:30 tomorrow night.
7:30, and they were also trying to raise some dollars. So if you guys want to do anything with Range, you can log on to their website and help them. But they got caravans that were going down there today to make sure that they could have a big fan base rooting them on.
Their
You go to
band
GoFan
and everything, yeah.
and check that out. But it's cool because Donovan Maslin, the coach now, has done a killer job, and they really do have some talent on that team.
Yep.
Miami Northwestern's a tall order. There's no getting away from that either. All right, RJ, we have one more pair of tickets. Is that right? Yes. Okay, one more pair of tickets to go see members of REO Speedwagon, Styx, Eagles. It's all going to be member. I'm just saying members because it's plural. It is. When you add them up, it's plural, okay? I don't need the journalist. This is journalist Matt Hayes taking over and attacking my English.
No, I'm saying, we all. I don't want people to think, all right, well, there's 5 of the 6 members of REO there.
That's why I just said members. That's all I said. Members of REO, Styx, and Eagles. Leave me alone. Caller number 4 at 641-1010. We will hook you up with that last pair of tickets to go see those awesome musicians at Daly's Place early June, and definitely looking forward to that. All right, a couple of things real quick. We mentioned Army, Navy, and the storyline throughout this entire year was really, really good, that you had 2 teams that were unbeaten deeper into the season than they had ever been since World War II. And we're talking about a pair of teams at one point were combined 12-0. They might have gotten to 13-1. I can't quite remember when that first loss was suffered by Navy.
Right.
But we're talking about really good players on both squads, well coached on both squads. As a matter of fact, Jeff Monken was up for some of the chatter out there as far as taking a head coaching job. Would he leave?
He's a finalist for Coach of the Year too, I believe. The Dodd Award. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's done a really, really good job. And so when you look around and you start to think about whether or not that's going to be more passes in the air, more dynamic playmaking than maybe we've seen in a while. Who's the young man?
I love they're calling the Navy offense the sling tee now.
Yeah,
it's no longer the wing tee; it's the sling tee.
Because they're actually attempting.
They're throwing it a little bit. Yeah,
they're attempting passes. They would go up an entire game. Who was the dude that we saw rush for over 300 yards in a Navy uniform that one game?
It was I can't remember his name. He had like 4 touchdowns too.
It was incredible. Malcolm Perry. Malcolm Perry.
Yep.
And it was just a show what he did that day. And then we go back to the Keenan Reynolds and some of the others. But anyway, Bryson Daly, big-time talent, too.
Yep.
He is accounted for, I believe, 29 touchdowns this year on the ground. So something else. All right, listen, we got to clear out. We definitely want to say thanks to Mokama Beer Company. Don't forget, you can drop on by. They've got music tonight, the Indie Showcase from 7 to 11. It's Liza Attic, and they also have, let me make sure I have this right. Ernest was making sure that Heaven Moto will be performing tonight. So Heaven Moto, the Indie Showcase from 7 to 11. And then Sunday, you got the Farmers Market, which is situated right out in the parking lot. This is all you need to know. Bottomless Mimosas and Deacon Peaks performing. So you'll take that. The Mug Club launch from 6 to 8, the Mokama Mug Club launch comes up on Tuesday. So come up here because it's always a fun especially when they decorate everything for the holidays. TLD, as I was celebrating my birthday last night and today, so she's taking me to the beautiful Omni. So I will.
You're one of those people that extends the birthday?
It's a birthday week. It started in Nashville. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Young Highland, they had to get me going.
I'm surprised that TLD does that for you. The extended birthday.
She loves me. But we had to get it going in Nash Vegas early. But anyway, we had a great time today. RJ, good job. Good job holding it down. Back there, we got the Francis Show coming up next. Joe C., Matty Hayes, we say thanks to Mokama. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you Sunday at the bank.